On this, the 5-year anniversary of our homeschool journey, I want to share with you 5 things that I wish I knew before we started homeschooling. 5 things that would have saved us loads of stress, anxiety, and frustration. So let's get into it. The first thing that I wish that I knew before homeschooling is that my kids already know how to learn. I just needed to figure out their favorite way to do it. I have 4 kids. They are 15, 14, 8, and 6. This year, I watched my youngest learn how to read. I went out and bought a very popular book to teach her how to read. And let me tell you, we did 1 page of that book and realized we didn't even need it. I was stunned by how much she absorbed just from our time together, just from the time we spent together reading and playing games with letter sounds. And then I thought about it. When my kids were babies, I didn't set them down and say, okay, now it's time to learn how to talk. Repeat after me. No. They learn simply from observing the world around them. And that's how it is with homeschooling. When you take a minute just to pay attention to how your kids absorb information, you realize that each child is different. The second thing that I wish I knew was that it's not about finding a magic curriculum. It's all about how you use what you have. We have invested in box curriculum and we've used a lot of free stuff. I've learned that it doesn't really matter so much what we use because I'm just gonna cut it up and tweak it anyway. So would I rather invest megabucks into something that I'm going to completely rearrange, or would I rather pay nothing to do the same thing? The third thing I wish I knew before homeschooling was that relationships come before curriculum. I kicked off our homeschool journey not knowing anything about anything, so of course I started with curriculum shopping. Then we did the school at home thing, which turned out to be massively frustrating for all of us. We did this for a good few years and then 2020 happened and I just couldn't trudge through anymore. So I dropped everything and I decided to spend some time just being with my kids and watching them. And I realized a lot of things, mainly that I was killing my relationship with my kids and we were all miserable. So I decided to set out to find out what lights us all up, including myself, because I had lost my spark too. And mama, your spark matters because your spark will ignite your kids. Think of how a candle works. You light one candle and you can use that candle to light the others. I've found that my kids are much more engaged when I come alive. And I know that you have a lot to do every day and you're probably pretty tired, which is why we drink so much coffee and we feel like we're never done. And I've totally done the autopilot thing and it's easy to fall back into. But consider this a permission slip to relax and let joy and fun into your home. The fourth thing I wish I knew before homeschooling is that it's best to start with a vision. We've had so many ups and downs in our homeschool journey and we're only 5 years in. I wish that I had started with the end in mind. I wish I had spent more time dreaming and talking with my husband about what we wanted our kids to know before they could become adults. Eventually, we did have this conversation and we were able to come up with a vision. And it's the best thing that we ever did. Our vision is our anchor. It helps to keep us focused on what matters most to our family. It guides our choices when we gather resources, so we don't have to stress so much about our curriculum choices. And our vision serves as a compass when we're planning out our homeschool year and filling our calendar with activities. The fifth and final thing that I wish I knew before homeschooling is that homeschooling is as much for me as it is for my children. I'm more than a teacher and a chauffeur, and yes, I do those things, but I'm also growing and learning right alongside my kids. We started growing some of our own food, and it's been a crazy fun learning experience for all of us. Last year, I started learning how to swim, and that's taught my kids that it's never too late to learn something new, and it's also taught them the value of facing your fears. So this year, while I'm planning activities and things for my children, I also want to think about what new things I want to learn this year. Because when I'm engaged with something, I find that my kids want to learn about it too. So if you're new to homeschooling or you're thinking about taking the leap, I hope this gives you some things to think about. If you've been homeschooling for a while, let me know. What is something that you wish you knew before homeschooling? And if you know someone who's homeschooling or thinking about it, please share this video because we all need encouragement. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, I hope I hit record.